Yo,
Yo.
yo.
Ya jala. Yo.
Yeah.
Nas Brothers.
Okay.
They're waiting for me.
Nice. Okay, let's start like this. Jonas Brothers today or today in the evening in Monterrey. Man, I can't wait. Fuck my life. Okay, I didn't want to introduce it like that, but doesn't matter. Tell us, what are you gonna do later?
No, introduce me with another type of thing, not the Jonas Brothers fangirl thing.
Okay, we're gonna talk about it later, I guess. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever,
Good
to
evening.
everybody else who is listening or watching this. We're a little bit sleepy, but doesn't matter. We're over the roofs of fucking Monterrey. It's beautiful, like always. Oh my God, look at this view. And next to me is sitting Delia Villarreal, one of the most active person that I ever met in my life. She is just cool. And I'm really looking forward for this conversation. I don't know how long it's gonna take us because afterwards she has to go to a Jonas Brothers concert, so doesn't matter. Delia, what's up?
Hey. Yo.
Let's just dig deep into your active sports life.
World life.
I'm just gonna ask you directly, what is your passion? Tell me.
My passion has really changed throughout my life. How I was telling you yesterday that throughout my whole life I've played different kinds of sports. I've represented the state of Nuevo León in several national Olympics in basketball, in soccer, and in racquetball also. And today, at the present, my passion is running. I found like this new addictive thing in this sport, which I didn't like before, and now it's what I'm running. I ran a marathon already 6 months ago. I'm running a marathon 1 month ago from now, and that's what I do right now.
And why especially running? Can you explain it to me? Like, why are you getting high of running? Like, for real?
Well, I started. First of all, I've played, like I already told you, football my whole like university life. So I had this scholarship for playing soccer at the UDEM, where your brother Nenad is studying.
Shout out.
Shout out to Nenad. and I didn't want to run not even for warm up, like before the training started. Like the coach told us to run for 5 minutes or something. I made myself injured or something to prevent the running. And then I graduated. I started working at this big sports retailer in Mexico, which has this running culture. Well, not that running much, but this sports culture, and they like make you like the sports thing, and they facilitate you with the coaches, whether the nutritionist or any tool necessary for you can achieve your sports goals. So I saw that a lot of people there started running and had this passion for running. So I had a new goal, like a new sports goal, because I wasn't playing soccer anymore. I wasn't playing basketball. So one day I just decided I wanted to run, even though I didn't like it. But I had this like new goal for me, and this new something I wanted to achieve, and I decided to run a marathon. Like one day I just woke up and, okay, I will run a marathon this year.
So just out of intuition, you were thinking like, okay, I want to do that.
Yeah, I will try it, because I didn't know any other sport in which you can like manage your own time. Oh fuck, I have something on my
Doesn't matter. We could cut this, but maybe I'll just let this. I don't know. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just talk about random things. I have a jeans camiseta, and that's it. You ready? No?
Yeah,
no?
ready.
Yeah, sure.
Nice jeans shirt.
Okay.
Camiseta. Well, I was telling you about the running thing.
See,
just someday I just wanted something new, a new reto. Do you know what reto means?
I don't know what reto is, to be honest.
A new challenge for myself.
Okay.
Yeah. So I knew I didn't like running, but I knew also that you can manage your time. For example, for football or something like this, you have to enroll to some class or some training, and it's at certain hour every day, and you cannot manage like at what time do you want to make it for yourself. So I just thought, well, I gotta do something for keeping myself active, and if I run, I can do it in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, at lunchtime, or whenever I can. So that's why I chose running. And then, of course, at the beginning, I didn't like it at all. And then I started like getting used to it. I didn't like it, but I got used to it. And now it's just like an addiction. I don't feel myself Delia when I don't run in the morning. I'm a bit tired every day, like today. Today I had a race.
Because you were running when in the morning today?
I woke up at 5:30 today in the morning because I had this race at 7, a 15-kilometer race.
What was the time?
What was the time
Yeah.
of the race?
Yeah,
My time.
Of your time.
My time was 1 hour and 21 minutes.
I guess that's good, right?
Yeah, that's a good time. I mean, it could be better. I hope it's better in the future, but it's above average. I mean, I'm under the 10% top of the women category.
I mean, since I'm a football fanatic, I would say I love competing against others. But since you're running, you're not competing against others, right? You're competing about yourself, against yourself.
That's something that I learned, that I actually figured that out like a month ago. Well, not a month, but maybe 5 months ago, not at the starting of my running. But I'm a very competitive girl. I've always liked team sports. No, sports. Yeah. Sports played with teams.
It's okay.
And I've always liked that because I like winning. And I mean, when you're playing football and you play against someone else and you win over them, you feel better. You feel like you're the best. And even though it's like a small street game, you feel good for winning. Yeah. And when I started running, that's one thing that I didn't like. Like, who the hell am I running with? I mean, I'm not able to compete against another type of jeans that are made for running. Like it's impossible for my complex and my body to one day win the whole marathon thing in the world and break records and that kind of things. But what I've realized later is that when you run, you compete against yourself. So you are not watching if the other guy on the side or your friends are running better or faster than you. It's just you against you. I mean, you can run a 5K in 30 minutes one day, and then in 2 months later, you run that same kilometers in 27 minutes, and then another 3 months later, you run them in 20 minutes, and then you can see the progress that you are seeing for yourself. So I think that's the best lesson I've learned while I run. Like, you compete against how you can be a better person or a better sports girl. And that's what I like right now about running, that I see the progress I've had in the last 10 months, and it's been great. And it makes me feel really, really much better than winning over someone else, because I know I'm being a better person.
Man, I love to listen to that, to be honest, because that's how it should be, like in every sports. I mean, of course, you're competing against others, but in the end, you can't just compare yourself with to yourself, and not to anybody else. And that's hard to get when you're playing like with other guys or against other guys. And man, I guess that's affecting you a little bit in your private life as well. Or what does it mean? A little bit, I guess, a lot. That's cool. Like, I love that. But since you mentioned it, that you have run your first marathon this year, right?
Yep.
Where was it?
In San Diego. I started running like 10 months ago on December 2018. Right now it's October 2019 for you that are watching this. I don't know when.
Good question.
And I started running 10 months ago, and I had this goal for running my first marathon on 2019 below the 4 hours. So I met my coach. He saw my running times. He saw my complex, my body complex, and he told me, like, you can achieve this goal. In my expectations and in my experience, I can see that you can achieve this in 6 months. So you can roll to a marathon on June of this year in San Diego, because it's a good route. It's on sea level, so it's gonna be a good first marathon. And I bet you can do that below 4 hours. So go to that one. So I enrolled to San Diego, and well, I got this like.
What? Okay.
Do you know how much time I made there? I was really going for below 4 hours.
Hui, 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 hui. Okay, let's pretend that I don't know your answer, but I know it.
Well, you can
I guess it was like 4 hours and 2 seconds. Ha! Just kidding. It was 4 hours and fucking 1 second.
Yeah.
Man, can you believe that? Shit.
So I was going for this whole stuff for running it below 4 hours, and then at the end, I wasn't even seeing my clock. I was just running like I won't see what this thing.
Yeah.
I just want to run like I know how to run, and I am prepared to do this below 4 hours. So it's gonna be below 4 hours. I was really sure about it. When I finished the marathon, I clicked I stopped
The timer,
the timer. I took a deep breath and then I just watched. I watched, and it was 4 hours and 1 fucking second.
Fuck my life.
So instead of being like happy as fuck as when you finish your first marathon, because I trained for 6 hours, for 6 months, every day getting up at 6:30 in the morning, etc., etc. It was really frustrating. I mean, I was really happy, of course, because I achieved it. I made it. I actually made it in 4 hours, which was my expectations, my goal. But I couldn't like break that 4 hour barrier. So it was really frustrating at once. But I really thought like, well, my goal was to run it below 4 hours in 2019. So I still have 6 months of training, so I can do it on December that we have here in Monterrey, our city marathon. So it's going to be good. I enrolled to it and I started training, and well, I feel good. I hope I make it before.
You're definitely going to do that. I mean, I guess it's part of the game, part of life as well to experience something like this. Like, you just, man, accept it and do it better the next time. And so apart from this Monterrey marathon, are there any other marathons in the future that you want to run?
Well, you can make like you also don't know this answer, but
okay, I'm gonna pretend that I don't know this answer.
But Joman, do you know that there's these 6 major marathons in the world?
No, I didn't know that. I love this conversation. It's pretty loose for real.
Well, there's 6 major marathons.
Mm-hmm.
These are Chicago, New York, Boston, Berlin, London, and Tokyo.
All right.
Most of them are, well, all of them are very codiciados. Like everyone wants to get inside the marathon, so so they cannot afford to have thousands and thousands of people in the race. So you have to sign in. You get into a raffle, and then you get chosen to run the marathon with this raffle thing.
But how does it look like when you have to sign in? Do you have to, I don't know, prepare some marathon results, for like former marathon results?
Yeah. Well, you can make it your first marathon also, but they ask you, like, this form is asking you if you have done any marathon, what are your times, what are your expectations, how many marathons have you done, etc., etc. And then you have to pay a prepayment. Then someday maybe I can get a charge in my card that I got already charged for the Berlin Marathon. That's the one for that which I applied for the next year. So I hope Berlin I get selected, and maybe next year on September 2020 I'll be there if everything's okay.
I mean, sorry for I'm not interrupting you, but I just want to get a little bit deeper into this applying process, because the first thing I'm thinking about, like when I'm applying for something like that, could I theoretically cheat? Like just put a time, like write down a time that doesn't
you actually can
seem to be realistic?
Yeah, because you cannot, you don't have like something that assures you really made it. But the thing is, for this raffle, they're not considering what you've done before. I mean, you can put that you've never done any marathon and that you just started running, or you can put that you've done 30 marathons, and it's indifferent.
Right.
It doesn't make any difference. So it's just for statistics. So this form you have to fill in, it's just for stats. I mean,
okay.
It doesn't. No pasa nada.
Okay. Good to know.
But you can cheat if you want to. I mean, it's for statistics. So.
I mean, actually, this whole thing, what I'm doing, it's all about the people who are meeting during my travel. But since I talked about cheating, I'm pretty curious, or I actually want to share a short story of mine. In the March of 2017, my home University of Applied Sciences, Kufstein, yeah, they organized the Austrian championship in snowboarding and skiing, and in that year they changed the rule set, and I was like, okay, what kind of rule set is that? And instead of 2 runs, like to be as fast as possible, you have to make 2 runs again, but the time doesn't matter. The time difference between these 2 runs matters. So you have to be consistent as fuck. You could be you can be fast, but you can be slowly as well. So it doesn't matter, you know. And I never shared this story apart from with my friends, but it doesn't matter now. It's like time to shine. In that case, I was thinking, okay, how can I cheat? Because I'm not like the top snowboarder. I'm like just pretty normal, like average, and doesn't matter. I just love to snowboarding and blah blah. And so I recorded a voicemail while I was watching at a stoppage timer, and I was just recording 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah blah blah. I counted until 200, I guess. And so the day came, like regarding the whole tournament and blah 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 blah. And I was at the start already, and before I started, I just put my headphones in and I just listened to myself counting 1, 2, 3, and then I just memorized like the first number that I said, like, or that I was listening to. So it was, for example, 27, and the number when I achieved the goal, so it was like, I don't know, 98. So I knew, wait, I have to, next round has to take like 71 seconds. And I did it like the second time again, and the time difference was 0.18 seconds, and I was the first, and I'm official snowboard Austrian champion in university in Austria, but I cheated. Ha! I mean, it's not like that a big thing. We were not that much people, but still, I wanted to share this random phrase, story, whatever. Doesn't matter. So back to you, Delia. That was really unexpected, to be honest.
Good story. I've never thought of that of you, Johan.
Yeah, bad boy. Whatever. Regarding running in general, are you gonna do that like your whole life? Have you ever thought about it?
Well, I've never thought about really getting into that the whole life, because I know, well, I'd love to have kids or get married. I don't know if it will happen someday, but if it happens, I mean, I don't know if this running thing demands you that much time that when you have little kids or you're pregnant or something, of course you have to stop. But as I can, I will do it. One of my long-term goals is to achieve the 6 major marathons that I was talking to you about. So 5 of them you can get in with the raffles. So if you have this good luck, you'll get it to 5 of them. But the Boston Marathon, you have to get, like, you have to qualify for it by having some certain times depending on your gender and your age. For example, right now for me, women, 25-year-old women, it's 3 hours and 30 minutes to qualify directly to Boston. So right now my marathon times are 4 hours. So I have
1 second.
And one, yeah. Fuck. So I have to continue working, and well, I can surely hope I can make that mark after doing the 5 majors, and after that I will like to finish with Boston. Of course, it's something I'd like to continue doing, and all, even though it demands you a lot of like time and energy, I love it, and it makes me a better person. So
I mean, if you feel better,
yeah.
So continue, just continue.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm sure you're gonna get to this goal, like to every 6 major marathons. Otherwise, I don't know. Nah, you're gonna do that for sure. Like, for real, that's something completely made for you. To like, I mean, I know, like, when you're talking about it, you're so enthusiastic about it. You have like this positive vibe, and I just know that's your thing, and somehow you're gonna get to these goals.
I hope so, yeah.
For sure.
I'll work for it.
Good luck in that way. I mean, you don't need luck, blah blah blah. But let's switch to the most interesting topic of today.
What?
The Jonas Brothers.
What? Haven't heard them.
Oh, fuck my life. Actually, I don't want to talk about it, but it's kind of part of Delia's life. So let's just switch or dig a little bit into it.
That really gave a twist on the conversation. But yeah, I am a really big Jonas Brothers fan since I was like 2008 maybe. So it's been 11 years getting on their backs and trying to get. I've been to 5 Jonas Brothers concerts here in Monterrey, in Mexico, Guadalajara, Dallas, Texas. So I've tried to follow them. What a
fan!
Go.
What a fan!
And I have this story that you could also attach to video if you want, if you can.
I want, definitely.
You've never seen it though, but I can show it to you later.
Please.
Yeah. It was my 5th Jonas Brothers concert, or
Back
4th.
then.
Yeah, it was 2013 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 5 years ago. Yeah, I had 20, so it wasn't my 20th birthday actually. When they came the last time here to Monterrey, and well, I was in the front row. Like I actually had tickets for the 6th row, but
All right.
I managed myself to get to the front row. So I talked to the security guards. I gave them some CDs that I have won on the venue, like before getting into the concert. So yeah, do you want a CD? And we started like making friends. And they were like, okay, you want to get on front? Get on the front.
Like male security guards. Oh.
The one of the CD was actually a woman, but most of the guys are yeah, men.
Okay.
So
continue, please.
So I was in the front row, and I wasn't planning for it. It was just like a minute rush. It was the last song. I knew it was the last song because, of course, I knew the set list of the concert.
Of course.
The song, maybe it's burning up. It was 3.5 minutes, maybe, and it was 2 minutes past the song. So I just was the front row. I was Mariana with my sister was on the side of me, on my side. And so I took off my purse that I had like hanging on.
Mm-hmm.
I took it, I gave it to Mariana, and I just told her, whatever happens, I'll see you in the car when this shit ends. And she was like, what? And in that second, I just went into the security la barda?
Yeah, like the fence, yeah.
And I jumped like 2.5 meters and landed on the
stage.
Yeah, on the stage.
So wait, you were climbing the fence and you were jumping from the fence on the stage.
Yeah, so it was the fence. Then it was like a 2 meters like space where the whole security guards were, and then there was the stage that was like maybe 1.8 meters high.
Mm-hmm.
So I climbed the fence. I saw the opportunity when I had 2 security guards like here face to face with me. I had to shout something like, what the fuck? Like someone was doing something on the other side. The both of them were like very scared, and they just like looked on the other side, and I took advantage of that second where they se voltearon.
Mm-hmm.
I climbed out of the fence and flied the 1.5 meters that was of space there.
And what did you do on the stage then?
I just stood up, and then I was aiming to go and give a hug to Nick Jonas because that's my favorite Jonas brother. So while I was
Good
running
to know. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, facts about Delia. So I started running and aiming for Nick, and then I had to go on the back of Joe. He saw me. He didn't know how to react, so he just put his hand like this. I saw the security guards running into me. I knew that if I continued running, I wouldn't have the opportunity to hug any of them. So I just saw there Joe. I opened my arms, and he came, gave me a hug, and then the security guards came, tackled me, and took me off the stage.
Tackled?
Yeah, I really got tackled. They
for real? Like...
Yeah, tackled. I was like, got really strong. I had like marks here. Yeah, it was really tough.
Wait.
But but it was worth it.
Your fault in the end.
I had that on my bucket list. It wasn't about the Jonas Brothers. I had to run on stage on whatever concert, but like a big concert, not just like.
How many people were there?
Maybe 15,000. I don't know.
Wait.
I mean, and the Jonas Brothers in that time were like the top artists in the world. People went crazy. They had this whole security. I mean, it was really, really a big concert. So So this was really big. I was on the news on the next day. The whole university knew about me. I had all these messages about fans all around the world from the Jonas Brothers, from my whole friends. So I had this really famous time for, for
Yeah.
about a week.
Hey, man.
And it
Have
was
you
my birthday.
have you
then.
written that down in your CV as well?
Yeah, of course.
Of
That's
course,
why
yeah.
they got me. Yeah, she's a very proactive girl who gets what she wants.
Okay, so we talked about the past. Let's just switch to the present, really present, because today
Today there's
is
the
again a Jonas Brothers concert.
Yeah, the last time I saw them, I ran on stage with them. So.
And because you don't have tickets for today, as far as I'm familiar with it, right?
Yeah, the thing is, the Jonas Brothers were coming on Monday. Today is Sunday, for you to know.
Yeah.
They opened this date for Monday. Of course, I was the first one to buy tickets. I had the tickets for me and my sisters, and then the concert got full, so they opened another date on Sunday. So today there's going to be another date, which I don't have tickets to go into.
All right.
But I'm trying to sneak in.
Okay, we're not gonna go more into detail, but I love this sneaky attitude.
Yeah, that's why I'm all dressed in black. I mean, I never dress in black. I'm very more of a colorful girl, but I'm gonna try to pass like I don't know, any staff member that they're all dressed up in black and like really. Well, right now I just woke up, but I'm gonna make something with my hair. I'm gonna be more maquillaje.
Yeah, more makeup. Yeah.
And I'll try to sneak in something of stuff or something. I'll try to get some cafets, some some headbands.
How do you say?
Wristbands.
Wristbands.
Wristbands. Which the bracelets.
Yeah.
And I'll try to. I don't know. I mean, there's a billion ways. It's tough, but there's 1,000 ways that you can make to sneak it into a concert. So.
And like your 6 marathons, you're gonna achieve this goal today for sure as well. And
well, my goal is not to sneak into the concert, but to get a picture with the Jonas Brothers. I don't know how
you don't have a picture with the Jonas Brothers? Oh man!
The only picture I got is a screenshot of the video when I'm hugging Joe. That's the closest.
That's actually a picture, so it's okay.
So I have a picture with the Jonas Brothers then. If that counts, yeah. But I've always after the whole concerts, and I mean I have pictures with thousands of artists. I just managed the way to get to them. I'm not crazy, don't think that.
Nah.
But I know a lot of like tricks and like that to get into them. So every time I liked someone, I mean, I when I went to the World Cup, I don't think you know this about me. So this is also an interesting thing.
And whoa, so there is no opportunity to pretend that I don't know the story because I really don't know the story. Nice. Okay, tell me.
Yeah, when I went to the World Cup, one of my goals before getting there is, do you know Maluma?
The artist, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm a really fan of Maluma. And I knew he was also going to the World Cup. So one of my achievements there was getting a photo with Maluma.
Okay.
With the best scenery, like on the Kremlin, at the best hotel in. If you see my picture with Maluma, it seems like it's a green, like it's not real. Like it's a Photoshop or something because it's perfectly made, the picture with the Kremlin on the back, with the sun in their faces, with a World Cup, hugging. So it was something that I really wanted to achieve, and well, I did it. So, and it was difficult because it was World Cup, it was Maluma, it was really, really tough, and I managed to do that. So, what I was telling you about the Jonas Brothers, for me, it's like really frustrating that knowing that I can have these pictures with famous people that I want to, and I hadn't achieved that with the Jonas Brothers yet. So,
life goals,
man. They're dumb life goals, but it's really something that makes me wanna.
It's totally okay, man. Like for real, do your thing. Like if it's not affecting anybody else negatively, you just do it. Like for real, I'm down with that. Actually, I love the story as well. So, man. And before we come to an end, I have to apologize for 2 things. First, I'm really sorry that my English got worse. But since I'm in Mexico, like my Spanish got better, but my English got worse. And I like when I'm talking, I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And the second thing, sorry that I didn't introduce you like that properly, but we were just talking about Jonas Brothers and just for general information. Why do you appreciate Delia so much? Because my brother, when he came first to Mexico, to Monterrey, of course, he didn't know where he's gonna live. And Delia is a good friend of a friend of mine who was studying here in Monterrey 3 years ago. Shout out to Sabrina Fuchs. Woo! Say Waxes out.
Fuchs. Waxes out.
Only guys from Tyrol, Austria know what this mean. And Sabrina just gave my brother the number of Delia, and she was like from the very beginning, yo, you can live at our house first and just do it and and since then they became close friends. And man, this welcoming, like this hospitality. Do you say hospitality? Yeah. Is overwhelming. Like, holy fuck. Like, my brother felt like home from the first day because you are so fucking great. I don't have to add anything. I don't know. I cannot express myself, but I'm so grateful that you made the time for my brother even better. Like, just from the very beginning. And I appreciate that. I really
it was
appreciate
a pleasure.
that.
Mexicans are really warm-hearted people and like very open. A lot of hospitality here, not just with my family, but in general, Mexicans are like that. So when Sabrina told us he had a friend that was coming here, my parents didn't doubt to offer the extra room we got here so he can stay here while he was looking for his own house.
That was like, of course, was por supuesto, right?
Por supuesto.
Yeah, nice.
Sí.
Man, shout out to my brother Ninad again, to Sabrina, to the parents of Delia, of course, and the sisters, and the Jonas brothers. Yay!
I have to leave like in 15 minutes.
You have to leave because you have to sneak in.
I'll try to
let me know later if you did it, if you managed it, but I'm sure you're gonna do that. So, Delia, thank you very much, and see you soon.
Oh, thank you. Ay, no sé cómo acabar.
Va a ver.